Greetings everyone. This is a video response to Chemist in Japan's video about his first experience in Japan and culture shock. Well, my story is very similar to his. I had actually been to Japan previous to this time, but I was with a group, and of course we had guides. And so I thought, I'm coming back on my own, which I planned out in great detail in the States while I still had access to English resources and the internet. And I thought, having one successful journey under my belt would suffice and give me enough experience to make it through. Well, not so. My first night was in Yokohama, and I got there probably around 8 or 8:30 at night. And this is in November, and it wasn't too cold, especially there, so the temperature wasn't an issue or anything. And I got out of the train in the station, walked down, and the tracks were above street level. And so I looked at my map, and I found the the JR line, and I looked out, tried to orient myself with the tracks. And as he mentioned, the maps, you think you have good maps. Well, not until you get there, and then you realize, it's horrible. So anyway, I just could not orient myself. There was no sun or anything like that. And so I was walking along. There was a river, and so at least I knew what side of the river to be on. And in Japan, the small streets have no labels at all. And it was just, oh man. I can still remember just thinking, wow, I'm really going to have to sleep on the street tonight, because I just had no clue. And there was no convenience stores in this little area. And I finally found a taxi driver, and he looked at what I had, and it was written in Romaji. I should have had it in Japanese, but stupid me, didn't even think about it. So anyway, he looked at that, and he just gave me a look like, man, I have no clue. Good luck. So I said thanks, and he went about his way. And what I did was just walk every street in that neighborhood. And it seemed like I walked every single one, even twice. And I was, again, to the point where, I'll just set up camp right here under a tree, and I'll deal with this in the morning. Well, finally, I was just walking along an alleyway, and I happened to glance out of the corner of my eye, and I saw a row of bicycles. And that's what caught my eye. And I looked at them, and then I looked up, and bam, right there was the sign for the hotel. So that was it. I was finally home. I got in, and the lady at the front desk was like, man, we thought you got lost. We were expecting you at least an hour ago. And so I kind of told her the story as best I could. She probably didn't understand any of it. That's okay. And I got, set up for the night and got a shower. And I was actually tired. At that time, I was working in Las Vegas. I was working the graveyard shift. So that was actually exactly the same as in Japan. When I go to work at midnight, they're going to work at 8 a.m. So it was perfect. No jet lag at all. So I had that going for me. So at least I was alert. But yeah, that was my experience, very similar to yours. And but after that, I just kind of made sure I got to each city or town while it was still daylight, so I could navigate a little easier. And then, of course, during the day, the little information booths are open at the stations. This one, there was nothing. I mean, the train stopped, and there I was. So that's my story. That's my little bit of culture shock. And the rest of the trip was great. I really didn't have any other sort of problems at all, but except for that very first night. So anyway, it is a bit intimidating, but I guess, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And yeah, I filmed this literally minutes after watching his video. Pretty much I have ADD, and if I don't get it out now, I'll completely forget about it. So it's late, and I'm tired, and I'm going to bed.